Hello and welcome to TTV News broadcast on TayNin newspaper and radio television with some latest events in TayNin province and across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the activity of the second Vietnam-Cambodia Border Defense Offensive Agenda and under the authorization of the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense, a working delegation led by Colonel Nguyễn Tấn Linh, Deputy Commander of Military Region 7, visited Bến Cầu Major Cemetery located in Bến Cầu Camille, TayNin Province.
In the solemn atmosphere, the delegation respectfully offered flowers and incense and observed a moment of silence to honor the heroic martyrs who bravely sacrificed their lives for the independence and freedom of the fatherland. This activity carries profound political and social significance, vividly demonstrating the Vietnamese tradition of when drinking water, remember the source. And it also contributes to nurturing the patriotism, evoking the national pride, and enhancing the sense of responsibility among the younger generations in paying tribute to preserving and promoting the noble values left behind by previous generations. On this occasion, Colonel Nguyễn Tấn Linh, Deputy Commander of Military Region 7, conveyed greetings, encouragement, and presented gifts from the General Phan Văn Giang, Police Bureau member, Deputy Secretary of Central Military Commission, and Minister of National Defense to the Management Board of Bến Cầu Martyrs Cemetery.
From November 16 to 22nd, a working delegation from TayNin Province, led by Provincial Party Secretary Nguyễn Văn Quyết, will conduct a business trip to Japan to promote labor, investment, and trade cooperation.
Within the framework of the trip, the delegation will carry out important diplomatic activities as well as various promotion events in three localities, including Tokyo, Yamanashi, and the Kansai region. Key highlights include the Kansai TayNin Investment Connection Conference in Osaka, TayNin Investment Promotion Conference in Tokyo, and the Labor and Investment Promotion Conference in Yamanashi. These events are expected to attract participation from numerous diplomatic agencies, economic promotion organizations, trade associations, and many leading Japanese corporations and enterprises, thereby creating a foundation to expand cooperative relations and enhance the attraction of high-quality investment projects into the province. To date, TayNin has attracted 176 projects from Japanese investors, with total registered capital exceeding $1.26 billion, ranking fourth in both numbers of projects and investment capital among the 40 countries and territories investing in the province.
The audience on the morning of November 15, a delegation from the Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics conducted a survey and seminar on the topic Solution to Enhance Public Participation in the Formulation and Implementations of Environmental Protection Policies in the context of the two-level local government model in TayNin.
The delegation was led by Associate Professor Dr. Lê Văn Chiến, Director of the Institute of Leadership and Public Administration, Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics. Welcoming the delegation on behalf of TayNin Province, there were Mrs. Huỳnh Thị Thu Năm, Deputy Head of Principal Party Committee's Commission for Propaganda and Mass Mobilization, along with the leaders from the Provincial School of Politics, the Department of Agriculture and Environment, and other related units. During the working section, delegates listened to a summary report on the province's environmental protection situation and the current practices, ongoing solutions, as well as recommendations and proposals aimed at improving environmental management effectiveness in the new period. Delegates also discussed and analyzed the number of issues related to the waste sorting and source, public assessment of the environmental protection through environmental governance index in PAPI, and the operation of the environmental hotline, plastic waste in residential areas, orientation for the green and circular economic development, and the management and operation of environmental protection fund. The seminar served as an important opportunity to supplement theoretical and practical foundations for researching, evaluating, and proposing solutions to enhance public participation in the formulation and implementation of environmental protection policies and climate change response. It also contributes to updating knowledge and training programs for the leaders and managers across the political system in the current context.
The westbound road of Kinh Đa Cà Mung, more than 3 kilometers long, is currently being upgraded and expanded. Once completed, the road will create favorable conditions for over 50 households living along the route to stabilize their life and develop their economy. State investment like this makes residents very excited. The road is now over 3 meters wide, making it easier for cars to travel, students to commute, and for people to do business. In addition, Bauxite Market, one of the most vibrant markets in the Camille, with over 200 small traders selling food, meals, and consumer goods, is consistently supported by local authorities in terms of security, fraud prevention, and infrastructure, contributing to promoting trade and service activities. Since operating under the two-level local administration model, business activities have remained stable. The local authority has also invested in drainage and roughing system to ensure smooth trading operations. Vĩnh Hưng Camille aims that by 2030, the average annual rate of the total local product value will reach 6.04%, and state budget revenue will increase by an average of 11% per year. The locality identifies infrastructure development and trade service expansion as key tasks and main drivers for sustainable socio-economic development. In the immediate future, the Camille will complete transportation infrastructure and research in the former Camille areas to improve connectivity, plan high-quality zones, and develop trade and service sectors as commercial centers. In the coming time, the Camille will call for investment to promote trade and service development, ensuring successful implementation of the resolution targets. With a synchronized strategy combining transportation infrastructure and trade service development, Vĩnh Hưng Camille is steadily progressing on its journey to improve living standards, create a favorable environment for economic development, and expand investment cooperation in the locality. To ensure the on-schedule implementation of the investment and construction project of Ho City's Ring Road 4 in accordance with the resolutions of the National Assembly and the government, the Provincial Peace Committee has issued an urgent directive requiring relevant departments, sectors, and localities to focus decisively on land clearance. The directive emphasized the responsibility of local people's committees where the Ring Road 4 road passes through. Accordingly, these localities must promptly prepare, arise, and approve plans for land acquisition, compensation, support, and resettlement. The inventory and verification of land origin and access must be accurate and objective. The Provincial Peace Committee also requests strengthened communication and public outreach to gain resident support for the land acquisition policy. The directive clearly states that any locality causing delays and affecting the process of road progress will be held accountable before the Provincial Peace Committee and its chairman. To ensure smooth coordination, the Land Development Center is assigned to cooperate and compile weekly progress reports. The Department of Agriculture and Environment is responsible for rightly resolving difficulties for localities and promptly reporting issues beyond its authority to the province in order to accelerate site clearance and hand over the land to the construction unit as soon as possible.
And up to now, communes and wards across the province have been basically equipped with the sufficient devices to support their professional tasks, contributing to improving administrative efficiency and better serving the people. However, the proportion of computers with the low specifications that do not meet the work requirements remain high. According to a survey results, computers with a low configuration that fail to meet the work demands account for up to 52% at the grassroots level, and this reality is becoming a barrier to the digital transformation process, especially in the context of commune and wards handling the large volumes of electronic records and data while participating more deeply in the province share management and operation systems. And facing with this situation, the Provincial People's Committee has instructed communal and ward level People's Committees to urgently review the current status and develop plans and allocate appropriate funding to invest in and operate IT equipment with the weak configurations. And the investment and operating process must ensure transparency, efficiency, and cost-effectiveness. Synchronizing and modernizing information technology infrastructure at the grassroots level not only helps improve the working capacity of official and civil servants, but also creates a solid foundation for the implementation of online public services, contributing to building e-government and moving towards the digital government in Thailand that operates effectively and efficiently.
In the tourism and culture sector, many digital transformation solutions have recently been actively and simultaneously implemented by relevant departments and agencies of the province. These efforts have contributed to improving management effectiveness and better serving residents and visitors. To date, tourists visiting the Ba Đen Mountain National Tourism Area can purchase cable car tickets online via the website www.nuibaden.com or through various tourism applications. The solution have visitors save time and avoid queuing to buy tickets. In addition, the province has deployed QR codes at 185 historical sites, accounting for nearly 83%. These codes have introduced and promoted the value of the sites along with providing related information for visitors. These efforts not only promote smart tourism, mountain heritage management, and widespread promotion of local culture and history, but also create a solid foundation for building a digital society and digital government in Tây Ninh, aiming to serve residents and tourists more quickly and conveniently.
During on the morning of November 15, the National Election Council have a nationwide conference to broadly grasp the Politburo's directive on implementing the elections of deputies to the 16th National Assembly and People's Councils as on level for the 2026-2031 term. The conference were conducted in person combined with online connections to provincial and communal venues across the country.
Speaking at the conference, General Secretary Cholam affirmed that this is a concrete step in implementing the Politburo's directive on leading the elections for the 16th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels for the 2026-2031 term, an important political event of the country, taking place immediately after the 14th National Party Congress. This election is identified as the central political task of 2026. The task for the Thai Party, people and armed forces now is to organize local preparations to ensure the election is successful, democratic, lawful, safe, economical, and truly a rich festival for all citizens. Emphasizing 5 key issues that must be thoroughly understood to ensure the success of the elections, the General Secretary stressed the need to focus on personnel work, the most critical component of the electoral process. Candidate nominations must be conducted openly and transparently. The structure of elected deputies must ensure balanced representation across sectors, social groups, genders, age, and reasons. While striving to elect the required number and structure of delegates, the quality of delegates must be the top priority. The entire negotiation and selection process must be carried out democratically, objectively, openly, and transparently in accordance with the law. Strengthen inspection and supervision to prevent negative phenomena such as unhealthy campaigning, buying candidacies, buying votes, or group interests that distort the meaning of the election. Conditions must be created so that every citizen can fully exercise their right to stand for election and their right to vote according to the law, and absolutely no unlawful obstruction of the people's rights must be allowed. The General Secretary also requested strengthening propaganda and public communication to create a positive, unified social atmosphere and raise voters' awareness and sense of responsibility, ensuring political security, social order, and timely resolution of arising issues during the election, enhancing the application of information technology and promoting smooth coordination among agencies and organizations throughout the political system to ensure the successful organization of the elections.
And on the afternoon of November the 14th in Hanoi, the Ministry of Agriculture and Environment organized a conference on promoting breakthroughs in scientific research, technology, and innovation linked to the training activities of institutes and schools under the Ministry of Agriculture and Environment. Currently, the agricultural sector has 16 research institutes, 31 training institutions, and 181 laboratories. And with a workforce of more than 11,400 people, including over 280 professors and more than 1,600 PhDs, science and technology are contributing 30% of the sector's broad value. Alongside these significant contributions, experts and managers in the agricultural sector acknowledge that the transfer and commercialization of research results into production remain limited. The Ministry of Agriculture and Environment is gradually implementing policies to accelerate the application of research outcomes into practical production. Over the past 5 years, the Vietnam's agriculture and environment sectors has generated for 150 technological advances, more than 150 patent monopolies, and over 220 newly recognized plant varieties. Notably, the new coffee varieties have helped elevate Vietnam's coffee production to among the world's leading, with an average yield of 3 tons per hectare and 3 times higher than the global average.
On November 15, the MESH member of the Dong Dang Lang Sơn Barangay Economy Zone reported that since the beginning of the year, the total import-export value of all categories through Lang Sön's Portuguese has reached over $81 billion, an increase of 43% compared to the same period in 2024. Exports through Lang Sơn mainly include fresh fruits, agricultural products, garments, textiles, and handicrafts goods and products. Imports mainly consist of agricultural goods, electronic components, completely built-up automobiles, consumer goods, and industrial machinery. It is forecasted that the number of vehicles transporting import-export goods through Lang Sơn in the last months of 2025 and early 2026 will increase by about 10% to 50% compared to previous months. To sustain border trade growth momentum, Lang Sơn Province Service Committee has instructed relevant functional units to urgently accelerate work related to border gate infrastructure development.
Ladies and gentlemen, from October 15 to November 15, a vibrant nationwide political activity took place, including among overseas Vietnamese communities, that is contributing feedback to the draft document submitted to the 14th Party Congress. Millions of opinions were contributed, received, and acknowledged. This represents the crystallization of the wisdom, will, and action of the entire party, the people, and the army forces.
And after a long and meticulous preparation process with multiple rounds and levels of feedback to refine the documents, from mid-October, the draft documents continued to be publicly and widely circulated to gather opinions, demonstrating openness and democracy. A notable and important new point is that the editorial team released a separate report on the new and key issues in the documents, helping save the public understanding and providing a foundation for officials, party members, and citizens to contribute accurate and meaningful feedback. This report shows innovation and creativity while also demonstrating responsibility. The documents contain many contents, but we need to emphasize which ones are the core so that the people, associations, and scientists can focus their research and contribute in the most direct and effective way. And from Central Committee conferences to intellectual forums, from office meeting rooms to online platforms, the atmosphere of contributing ideas to the draft documents for the 14th Party Conference is spreading strongly, and the excitement comes from a fundamental reason. Everyone can see themselves in the party's vision, and each comment is no longer simply a contribution to the party, but a contribution to shaping the future of oneself and also the whole nation. And some tasks that previously considered less important are now prioritized. And for example, the environment, previously the central task was socio-economic development, but now environmental issues are added. The documents clearly state that science, technology, innovation, and digital transformation are key driving forces, and that the private sector is the most important driver of the economy, two principles consistent with the party resolution number 57 and 68. And it can be seen that the process of collecting public feedback on the draft documents for the 14th National Party Conference has been conducted seriously, systematically, and with a high quality, promoting the broad democracy. The contributed opinions will be fully, accurately, and objectively composed, forming the foundation for finalizing the documents submitted to the 14th Party Conference, and when the parties will align with the people's heart, when the documents become product of the millions of minds and hearts, that is the strength that propels the nation forward and upward.
And now that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.